Hey everyone, it's Dean. I've got Anthony with me. Now, he has a really good question for us. How are you turning up? What do you mean by that?
So what I mean by that is, I think now, more than ever, we need to be really conscious and aware of the stresses and the way that we are currently feeling. Life can be very fast, it can be very busy. And I like to think of this, I'll turn this into a bit of a metaphor, but I like to think of this as, when I lived back in England, there were these fields that you would run through.
He's got that funny voice, that's why.
He's
an import. Yeah.
It's an amazing voice. But you'd have these fields and you'd run through these fields, and as you ran through them, what you'd end up happening is you'd get these burrs.
Yeah.
I'm pointing down here, I'm pointing to my leg, by the way. But you'd get these burrs, these little seeds that would end up stuck all over your trouser legs. And I think that our daily life is a bit like that. As we go through the day, we pick up these little burrs, and but these are like little seeds of emotional baggage. So it could be the case of
something didn't go right.
Something didn't go right,
or you cut you off in the car.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that, or you have a conversation with a client and they
yelled at you.
and they shout at you down the phone, and so these things start to build up. And what they do is they change the way that we interact with other people then, as well. So I think that it's really important that as we go through our days, we need to check in with ourselves multiple times a day and ask ourselves, how do I need to be turning up? So if you've just driven the car and you've hit the red light, every single set of lights,
you walk in, you're all sweaty.
You're all sweaty. When you walk through that front door, when you knock on the door, that person's going to, you're going to bring that stress in and you're going to unload it onto them. By just taking a moment and ask yourself, how should I be turning up? What energy do you need to bring to that interaction? Who is the person who you need to be when you turn up? It completely changes the game. And there's three places where I feel that this is really important. One is for yourself. So when you wake up at the start of the day, you need to ask yourself, how do you want that day to go? So how do you need to be turning up to have an amazing day? Second place, and this is where it comes in multiple times, is throughout the day at work, as you're moving around, as you're interacting with people, when you're going from one telephone call to the next telephone call, or one meeting to the next meeting, just checking in and going, okay.
One Zoom meeting to the next Zoom meeting.
But ask yourself that question, how am I turning up? And then really importantly, at the end of the day,
before you
walk in the front door of the house, if you've had a day of clients that are just driving you crazy and the traffic's been bad and nothing's gone right, before you put that key in the front door, just ask yourself, who is the person who you need to be for those people who love you, those people who care about you? So by just asking yourself that simple question of how should I be turning up, and asking yourself that multiple times throughout the day, it will make you very conscious and aware is how you are moving in to each interaction.
Great point. Cheers.